So far this season, we've played pretty good ball, up and downs. I have a very young team, inexperienced team, but they compete. They try their hardest. They do their best. We have good moments and we have bad moments. And at times, we look really good, and at times we look like we don't know what we're doing. So it comes and goes. The opportunities are still out there for us to be where we want to be at the end of the year, and so we'll take this day and see what happens with it. They're competitive. They make the routine plays. They put the ball in play, and they make you earn everything that you want to try to accomplish during the game. It's an opportunity for them to get a little bit of exposure, to let the community see our team, and just for them to go out and compete, and for people who are not usually able to come to our games can watch it.
We have been playing well, not as well as I want to play, but we have been playing well. We have a group of 5 seniors that have carried us since the freshman year, and so we have a really good core group, a good base group to hold us together. They're pretty much the core of the team and the backbone, and I've had them for a very long time. I've coached those girls since the 6th grade, so it's going to be tough to lose them, not only as a coach, but we've kind of grown to be like a family. Mortimer Jordan has always had a fantastic program, always been very strong with their program. They do well there. Good exposure. It gives a lot of people a chance to see them that aren't able to come to games, and I think it's good to it's a good motivational tool as well for the girls.
Welcome into Jeffco Ed TV as we broadcast to you from Calera, Alabama, in one of the best softball facilities I've been. I've been here a few times with the grandchildren. But what we've got right now, she's got Mortimer Jordan taking on McAdory. There's a long fly ball, deep left, drifting back is Live Oak, and she makes the grab. So Sheridan Kennard, your leadoff shortstop, flies to left. So there's 1 out, top of the inning. I'm Matt Coulter along with Scott Griffin. Interesting tournament situation. There's 7 teams here. We're taking the 2 Jeffco Ed TVs to broadcast live for you. There's a fly ball, center field. Williston comes on, makes the catch. A pitch in and out right there. On the hill is Alyssa Hayes for Mortimer Jordan. Stepping up to the plate, 3-hole hitter, Peyton Yarborough. She's got some pop. Jersey 11, she'll play third base. A little let up, and if we break down Hayes, your pitcher here, she throws the variety of softball pitches that most do at this level. They've got the straight fastball, which moves a little at that speed. Smash! Grabbed to third by Tatum Hayes. Wow. Boy, everything hit pretty well here in the first inning, but McAdory comes up with a big 0. And we'll take a break and be back with more Jeffco Ed TV. What a weekend for softball we've got here on Jeffco Ed TV in this tournament. They'll play several games today and then finish up tomorrow. But what we've got for you for Jeffco Ed TV, fine product. Appreciate all the folks at Jefferson County, the Board of Education, have put this thing together. As we go to the bottom of the first inning, on the hill for McAdory, Pearl Ryan. And as I said previously, when talking about Hayes, pitcher for Calera, she brings the normal array of pitches. The high school softball, you saw that one. Riser just a little bit high. And she'll throw the fastball. A lot of the better pitchers, which you'll see here today, throw curves, risers, fastball. But really, and this is true at baseball, if you can throw a good change when you're bringing heat to match it, you're not going to give up a lot of hits. Your whole key is to keeping the batter's timing. Leading off, Leah Vanguard. Infield in, you'll see first and third particularly. Bunts in this league, and this lady can run. Foul right back up towards us. Got a great viewpoint here. As I said, it's a really class facility. We're up top, looking right down on home plate. Don't know that we've had a better viewpoint this year in baseball or softball. Oh, see, I just told you about the change, and that's what it was. It may have been an off-speed curveball, but it crossed the plate, called strike. Great weekend weather-wise. Today, I got to tell you, it's a little hot. It's like 90. Fly ball, left field. Freeman comes over on the run, makes the catch and one down. I like so far about the pace of this game. You got the helmet on in the box, you're swinging. So leadoff hitter flies to 7, the left fielder. And that brings up the shortstop, Keelan White. Lefty with some speed. Infield really in for White. She feigns the bunt once again and got run out. 1-1. Good looking shot from center field, isn't it? You can even see that little baby behind home plate. Ground ball off the glove, over to first, not in time. Ryan gloved it and went over to the second baseman. Kendall Wyatt flipped it, but not time enough for them to get White. Yeah, I don't think there's much question about that. It will be scored. A hit single for White. She's on, one out. Bottom of the first. Blue Devils and the Yellow Jackets. These two schools meet a lot in all sports. There's a pop-up. That's into shallow center, and it's going to drop, but they're going to force out at second. Alert play by Robertson, and there's 2 down. So fielder's choice for Hayes, and she remains on base at first. White trots to the dugout. That'll bring up the cleanup hitter, Emma McConnell, the first baseman. That's outside. 1-0. Back inside the circle. Little off speed. McConnell chased it. It's 1-1. Little chop. Caught in the air by first baseman Addison Mitchell. And that's 3 down. We've had 3 up, 3 down, top of the first, and 4 up, 3 down in the bottom of the first. So we'll go to the top of the second here in Calera on Jeffco Ed TV. We are just rolling by here in Calera as McAdory, girls softball, taking on Mortimer Jordan. Went through the first, top of the first, bottom of the first very quickly. So to the top of the first, ground ball, third base, glove but foul. Pretty lively crowd we've got here in Calera. Cleanup hitter at the plate. It's a chopper right at third baseman. Hayes throws over, 1 out. That'll bring up Kaylee Forbes, who is your designated hitter. It's technically a designated player, but pretty much the same thing. She took a lot off of that one to start her off and falls behind in the count, 0-1. She sets, gets back in the box, and awaits the delivery of Hayes. Upstairs, 1-1. These two teams did meet earlier in the year, oddly enough, in another tournament, with Mortimer Jordan taking a 3-2 victory. Looks like we're onto a low-scoring affair as well. 2-1 to count. Forbes, very methodical at the plate. The step out, the hand up for time, the inside hit the dirt. Count goes to 3-1, deepest we've had in this ball game. And here comes the 3-1. Inside, man, she rifled that down the line and left, foul. So we'll go to a full count. Full count. And 1 down here in the second inning. Here's the full count. That's outside, runner aboard. Forbes draws a walk, and McAdory has their first base runner of the game. That'll bring up Kendall Wyatt. She is your second baseman. And the pitch. Hit hard, left side. That may get to the wall. Runner will head to third, double. No, now she's coming home. Here comes the throw, safe. McAdory takes the lead 1-0 on a double by Kendall Wyatt. She gets an RBI. She hit that ball hard, and the shortstop, Keelan White, was leaning a little towards second in case of the steal, and when she hit it, it went to the gap in left center. That brings up Addison Mitchell. Mitchell's playing first. Entered the top of the frame. Top of the last inning. With a little pop to first. She gloved. 1-1 to count. 1 out. And the Yellow Jackets have the 1-0 lead. They are really playing Mitchell to pull. Left fielder is right on the chalk. Well, technically a few yards off, but it's a big gap in left center is what I'm going to try and say. Hayes with the pitch. Upstairs, took a little off. 2-2. Runner at second is Wyatt. She doubled in, the only run of the game so far. Shot down the line. Glove thrown over. Runner will advance. Nice glove work by Tatum Hayes. She's already made a couple. Stabbed a liner back in the first inning. And that was well hit. Runner advances, but they're now 2 out. McAdory and Mortimer Jordan. There's a fly ball center field. Nice. A can of corn, as we used to call it, and I think they still do. And that ends that frame as we go to the bottom of the second inning. Yellow Jackets on top, 1-0 on Jeffco Ed TV.
For our secondary winner, Hueytown Middle School, Chanel Lewis.
Chanel Lewis, hey, thanks for your hard work, and from Hueytown, Teacher of the Year. What an honor that is. There are quite a few teachers in Jefferson County. All right, we go to the bottom of the second inning. Aubrey Live Oak, the left fielder, been pretty busy in the field, by the way. She will step to the plate as Jordan trails 1-0. Bottom of the second. Foul back. 0-1. Back in the box. There's a pop. Don't know if he'll stay in play. It does. Emma McConnell comes over there and grabs it. 1 out. So that'll bring up Lexi Bowman, the right fielder. Bowman, a right-handed hitter against the right-hander. That's a break on it. One and two. There's a little slap at it, and sometimes it's not how hard you hit it, it's where you hit it. Hit them where they're not. And a 2-out single. 1-out single, I should say. That'll bring up Grace Turner, an 8th grader. Batting from the left side. Runner goes, bunt laid down. It's a nice one. Throw quickly to first. Now they're going to turn, try and get the runner third. Double play. Double play and a nice one. In a minute, I'll get Scott to score that one for me. I think it went 5. Maybe it wasn't that difficult. 5, third base, 3, first base, and then back to, is it 3? Is it 5, 3, 5? Anyway, it's 2 outs. That's in there. High and outside. Really nice day. Getting on the hot side. Ground ball, third base. She gloves, she throws. Tatum Hayes. She's got the leather over there at third. And that wraps up 2 complete innings of the score. McAdory 1, Blue Devils nothing on Jeffco Ed TV.
Prom season, and we want you to enjoy a positive prom experience by adding some extra sparkle to your big evening. Hello, this is Jefferson County Sheriff Mark Petway with some cool details on how you can stay safe while celebrating this season and walk away with some nice prizes at the same time. As part of our ongoing mission to foster safe and memorable experiences while preventing underage drinking, we're inviting students across our county to enter our Dine and Shine Prom Night Sweepstakes by signing our Prom Pledge cards. To enter, visit our website and click on the Prom Pledge icon. Once there, you can fill out the form to have your name entered in a drawing. 10 lucky winners will receive a number of prizes to make this prom the best one yet.
Here we go to the bottom. Actually, we're back to the top of the third. This game is motoring along. Jeffco Ed TV, Matt Coulter, along with Scott Griffin and our fantastic crew, bringing you more live stream softball and baseball. And we'll be doing it throughout the remainder of April. Got a lot of games coming up for you next week. So, top of the third. Line foul.
Bailey Freeman, the left fielder. Her first time up, right?
Well, they made a big shift in the lineup.
So she's
right before the game, and we had to adjust and apologize for mistakes as a result of that. It's very off speed and high and outside. It is Freeman.
Shandy
to third. Yeah.
They love those third basemen. Hard hit ball, hits the ground in front of the plate. Easy.
Again, that's Tatum Hayes, who's had 4 putouts already.
Looks like top of the lineup. Typically do not want to bunt it back to the pitcher, Betty.
Well, you certainly want to push it either up the third base line or
make him make a
drag
play,
it.
not just come up the mound and get it, right?
Yeah, because when you hit it that hard, it's the easiest play.
Yeah, and it's, look, this ground is hard. You could tell by the look of it. So it is, it's a deal where it's not going to die on you. It's like bunting on a ping pong table. It's just it's hard and it'll roll. So bunting, you're going to have to get it to third or first to make a longer throw to get on.
Pitch. Right over the inside corner. 2 outs. Mortimer Jordan. up 1-0. It's a little looper to short. Boy, that was a quick inning. Gloved by Keelan White. So we'll take a break, but as we break, we'll also introduce Scott Griffin as he talks to the head coach at Oak Grove.
We're here with Jacob Smith, the head coach of Oak Grove. And Coach, first of all, congratulations. Kind of cool, number 1 in the 4A rankings. That's kind of a neat deal.
Yeah, it's unbelievable, really. I never thought it would be this way, but these kids have worked hard. They've put each other before themselves and have played really well this year, and it's been a joy to be a part of. From the first day we got back from Christmas break, I said, guys, y'all are good enough to win the whole thing. I said, and it ain't got nothing to do with me. I said, it ain't got nothing to do with any of these other coaches. I said, y'all have the ability and the talent on this roster, 1 through 9, even the guys that, are the come in and role play guys, but they've all bought into what their role is. It's just been a blessing this year to be a part of it.
Good stuff from Jake Smith, head coach of
really
Oak
good
Grove.
coach, Scott. We saw him earlier this year in a great battle. They won in a walk-off.
Yep, and he's got Oak Grove number 1 in the, I almost said the country, the state, obviously, in 4A. So he's done a great job there. As we get back to the action, as Matt said, this game's kind of skating along on a greased rail right now.
They're timed games too, Scott, as I found out. Pre-game chat with John Rocket and with both of the coaches, Kitchens and Manning. Both these teams will play a couple of games, but you don't play any longer than an hour and a half, and if you're tied, you're tied.
Nice hit by Amber Williston, I should say, but right to the third baseman, so that's a line drive out. And 1 away. Bottom of the third here, Chloe Condre, second baseman. A little slider action, Matty.
I'm pretty impressed with both these pitchers. There's only 1 walk so far. They've got control, just enough speed to where the off-speed curves and the changeup are a factor.
Looked like it was hit harder than it was. She still had speed, but throwing her out over there is Leonard, the shortstop.
It's Kennard, actually. You can't read my writing. Sorry about that.
Kennard, sorry about that.
It happens.
It is Kennard. So Leah Vanguard back up at the top of the order. And to match point, Mortimer Jordan trailing 1-0.
And that happened in a hurry. Runner got on, a double. They sent him from third.
Good day for softball. Not too sun. It's nice and warm though.
It's partly cloudy, and right now we're under the clouds, which is good because what is 90 the high today, Scott? We hit records earlier this week.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. It really is.
And you're up here in the press box in a Speedo and a bandana. It's kind of weird.
You know, it is weird. I got some criticism on the way in.
That joke is so old between Matt and I. It's not even worth laughing about. There's a foul ball over the left field wall. I see that Eric, our third base camera guy, is actually in the field of play. So I don't know. You're going to have to rule if somebody runs into him over here off the third base line. He's beyond that dugout. You can't really see him from our line of sight, but he's right there on the field.
Don't touch the ball, Lee.
I don't know.
Run.
What is
Run.
that called? If he got
Ouch.
hit. So Wangard is aboard with a hit by pitch.
Not see that coming. And an interesting sound to it. I think she wears an elbow brace, which she's now removed.
Yeah.
And for a pinch runner.
So they got the runner in.
That will likely be Lila Brown. But she wears a protective device on that left elbow, and they're pretty solid. And that's what you heard.
Yep.
As
When you crowd the plate like she does, you almost have to.
Angie Kitchens, head coach for the Yellow Jackets, comes in. Make sure everybody's cool.
So Keaton White steps in, the very quick shortstop.
She singled and was left stranded. Actually, was removed by a fielder's choice.
And you'll see the third baseman playing up, obviously. If you get it between third and short, that's the perfect slap hitter base hit here. Especially with a runner going, because it makes the shortstop want to cover. But she didn't get it out there enough, got it right to the pitcher, and that's an out.
And that's the inning.
So 1-3 on that ground out, and that's the third out. We're through 3 here. Mortimer Jordan losing right now, 1-0 here on Jeff Co-Ed TV.
For the elementary winner, our winner is Pinson Elementary, Leslie T.
Welcome back to Calera Sports Complex. Beautiful facility. I've never been here, Matt, to this facility. Have you been here?
Yeah, my grandkids have played here a lot.
Oh, so
They
you
have
know
these
exactly where you're
tournaments.
going.
My
Yeah.
grandson, my middle grandson,
Look at
plays
this.
he plays a lot of that travel ball. So that means Saturdays and Sundays, your parents and then my daughter, my granddaughter, has played some softball out here, and I grew to love just as you pulled in here. So this is just a fantastic facility, one of the best I've seen.
Yeah, absolutely. So Peyton Yarborough will lead it off, third baseman for Mortimer Jordan. There's a million fields out here. They got a tournament going, obviously, with this Calera tournament. I don't know what the official name is, but there's 4 games going on right now.
You
It's
didn't
great.
know
I love
this is
that.
the Griffin Invitation.
No, I didn't know that. But you got 2 soccer fields,
Oh.
and I mean, this place is massive.
And first time I came out here, there's another softball/baseball facility with fields.
Yeah, pretty close.
Real close. It's up there. I think it's Oliver Park.
Yeah. High heat there from Alyssa Hayes, the pitcher for Mortimer Jordan.
Watch out. This girl can hit.
Boy, that's on the corner, and it catches it. 2 strikes.
Their head coach, Angie Kitchens, was telling me before the game how good a player she is, and offensively and defensively.
Little nubber to third, pretty easy play. And that's Tatum Hayes over there, you've already talked about extensively so far.
I think it's 5 put-outs or assists, however you score them. She's a good player.
They're both, actually.
Yes, you're right. But Angie Kitchens, the head coach at McAdory, was telling me she used to be at UAH up there when our buddy Lenny Acuff was up there.
Yeah.
One of the best basketball coach I know personally.
Yep.
But she also informed me that she played professional women's football.
Football.
For the Alabama Renegades out of Huntsville, Alabama.
Wow.
It's not just
Is that indoor,
It's not
or
just a NASA.
Is it outdoor?
No, it's outdoor. They
regular
just
football.
play on regular field.
Wow. Pearl Ryan up now, the pitcher. Got a low inside call there, did Hayes. I used to love weekend tournaments, although technically it's Friday, but these kind of tournaments for girls softball, stuck the bat out and couldn't get around on it with the power, so it's a lazy fly to right.
You see what kind of power she had. That was like a half to three-quarter swing.
Yeah.
And Bowman had to go back in order to flag it down.
So a little fly out to right field, 2 outs. Kaylee Forbes steps in.
She drew a walk.
And that's a lazy fly. We're sailing right along here, Matt, with a fly out to center. And again, 1-0 McAdory. Mortimer Jordan coming into bat. So, Matt, let's take a look at what you spoke about the games we got.
Yeah.
Coming up.
I did.
That's the next one. You need to have that on your calendar. What
But,
day is that?
I think it's the first.
Monday.
Yeah, it's not the first. It's this Monday.
And who is it again?
Shades
Valley Clay Chalk Bowl.
Clay Chalk.
Little
normally
action between those two.
Normally our games start at 5:36, something like that. It's
Yes.
nice to have a 2 o'clock, especially on a Friday afternoon.
Yeah, but if you work, it's a problem. Right? And I'm not making fun of that you don't work. You're kind of
No, I'm semi-retired.
Semi-retired. is
People
the word.
ask me about that. Why
Like,
don't you
if
just
you find
stop?
work, you'll work,
Why-
right?
If I get to broadcast a game, what I'm gonna say
Why,
no.
why would you stop?
I've only been doing this for almost 50 years, so
Why would you stop?
why would I stop?
And you're still capable of doing it.
Well, you'll let me know. You of all people will let me know when I start sliding.
I'll probably say myself first.
Well, I don't know about that.
Tatum Hayes steps in, the third baseman. She's been gloving everything, it seems like, so far in this game. Standing in. What'd she do the first time? You got that over there? 'Cause I was late again.
She grounded into a fielder's choice.
All right. Fielder's choice, first time up. Not much action on the base paths.
No.
Got to get this
We've
thing
only
going.
we only had 3 or 4 runners.
Get this thing going a little bit here. Of course, Mortimer Jordan, and Matt knows what I'm going to bring up here because he's hung around me for decades. Haley McClenny, one of the greatest, certainly the greatest softball player I've ever seen in Alabama. There's a nice hit. Wow. Oh boy. Good stop. Like
That's Kennard.
Kennard, yeah. If
You
that
know, I
goes
really
about
thought-
3 feet more, it's a base hit, right?
But I almost thought that it was going to kind of short hopper and get underneath her glove. But as you saw on Jeffco Ed TV, she had her glove in the dirt when she scooped the ball up. She scooped up dirt, didn't bother her a bit. She threw over to Mitchell for the out.
Emma McConnell sends one to right center, and that falls for a base hit. Good hit by McConnell, the first baseman.
All right, you asked for runners, you got one.
So 1 out, 1 on. Aubrey Live Oak should be next, right? The left fielder. I know we shuffled this lineup a little bit. Gets it to second. And that was almost, the timing of that was off. Shortstop had to wait for the second baseman to even get there, but they do get the force of McConnell.
And again, another nice play by Kennard at short. You're right, though. It was just not a ground ball meant for a double play, was it?
Yep. And everybody playing up now is
It's a right fielder, isn't it? Lexi Bowman.
got Bowman up. He takes a little chop at it. And again, in this setup, if we had a camera up top, you could see everybody's up at the shortstop.
And
so you've got to hit it between, if you can, the fielders. And obviously that's a difficult thing while you're moving. That's the thing I don't know. And see right there, she hit it right to the second baseman. So Bowman is out.
ground ball second.
Yep.
Over to Mitchell. We go to another frame.
We will take a break. We're headed to the 5th inning here, flying along 1-0. McAdory here on Jeff Co-Ed TV. Welcome back to Jeff Co-Ed TV. Scott Griffin, Matt Coulter, our great crew here. Mortimer Jordan trailing 1-0. Can't get much going. McAdory has just enough going to have a run.
Flying along, Scott. We've played, 3 complete now? In a little over 30 minutes. So, both Hayes and Pearl Ryan getting it over the plate.
Yep. Kendall Wyatt steps in. She's the flex player, which means she's really a DH. They call it differently in softball. Just outside.
That's another one of those right before first pitch moves. I believe she
moved to second, right?
Second now.
Yeah. Originally in the lineup we got was a flex.
She was flex.
Poked her bat out there, got a little bit, but went foul.
You know, I talk about the pitchers and how they're getting into the strike zone. We've only had a couple of walks here, but along with that comes really good defense by both of these teams.
Yeah. Field looks in terrific condition, by the way.
Well, you know, I walk them, and they were mowing it when I came up.
Little flare just makes it to the where the dirt and grass touch enough to get out of everybody's way, and it's a base hit for Wyatt.
Yeah, she's 2 for 2. She is partially responsible for the only run of this game, and she belted a double into left center. So she has the RBI, and now she is on to start the inning.
Sheridan Kennard, a little outside. Yellow Jackets of McAdory. It's weird, both teams are in white, so it's a little confusing for me because normally you got colors and white, right? High chop. She chose not to go to second, which was, she could have had her at second.
I thought so, but I'm not going to question anything Tatum Hayes does. She's just had some excellent glove work. You know what she did, Scott? She played Billy Beanball.
Yeah.
You know, get every out you can. Don't take any chances. Although I think that would not have been a huge chance.
Yeah, I think she had her, and the second baseman was a little confused. Oh, off speed.
Oh.
And cut there.
That was kind of nasty.
So I'm trying to figure out who's hitting right now, Matty.
By my count,
is it Camille Carter?
The catcher. Yeah, it's the catcher.
Carter's moved from 8th to 2nd. That's why I was confused. Matt already told you the lineup changed right before the game, before we were able to make our switches here. So Camille Carter is hitting right now behind Kennard, hitting second. Poked her bat out to protect the plate on that one.
Pretty lively crowd we've got here. We've got 7 teams, including the 2 you're seeing in Mortimer, Jordan, and McAdory.
And I haven't seen a park. There's another right off the fist. They call foul.
That was right on the line.
Yeah, but I've never noticed the, and it's kind of cool and I would think very inexpensive, the sun covering for the stands. I've never noticed that at a park like this.
I have at a few.
It's really nice.
But let me tell you something. If you're old and balding, they're a lifesaver. You're right.
Yeah, cool, it drastically cools, as you know, even on a 95-degree day. Almost got that by Carter, but she just nicked it a little bit. So still alive with Hayes on the mound. Runner at second. That is Wyatt.
2 down.
Mortimer Jordan trying to, a run added here, Matt, would be like 4.
Yeah, you would
this game.
at this pace and the way the pitchers are tossing it.
Whoa, outside.
Just a bit outside. Tip of the cap, switching to baseball to Euchre.
Trying to see if that's Hueytown on that left side, Matty. I don't know if you can read their jerseys.
No, I can tell you who's here, though.
Oh, okay.
It's McAdory, Mortimer Jordan, Helena.
Ooh, got her with the off speed. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Oh, no, you're calling the game. Calera, who's the host. Elmore County, Bibb County, and Marbury.
Oh, wow. Far-reaching.
Yeah.
Tournament. I like it.
Scott
took a little bit off. That wasn't technically off speed, but it wasn't her fastball, and she's mixing them well. It's a strike.
I believe, if I can read through my scratched up scorecard, that's a first strikeout.
Oh, really?
By any pitcher, by either one.
It's kind of a rarity.
Whoa.
So, I've got to see the number before I call the name.
I think it may be Bailey Freeman, but we'll have to see if that's a 7 on her back.
And we apologize for that, but girls with long hair, you're right, it's Bailey Freeman. And a mixed-up lineup is a deadly combination for broadcasters.
Yep. That's Kitchen's going to have a word with Freeman.
She's been ahead of those 2 off-speed pitches.
Both of these pitchers make use of that.
Yeah.
And as I was talking about the first inning, that can be the most effective pitch, whether you're in softball or baseball.
Yeah.
Ask Greg
Baseball,
Maddox.
they don't do it much, though. Not enough, I don't think.
I don't think so either, because it's all about timing.
Because it's so effective in softball, you know?
Yeah, I would say more so, wouldn't you?
And if you're not very fast in softball, having that makes you appear faster. I mean, it's always in your mind if you can throw it for strikes, you know?
Yeah.
And I don't know why, to your point, Maddox was the master of mixing speeds. But these days in the major league level, and I think it's trickled down to college and high school, it's just hard, and harder, you know?
Wow. Ripped that into the other field.
Yeah. Landed fair in the field next to us.
Yeah. That would be more than a triple.
But you know what I mean? Everybody's just enamored with hard. And to me, that's not pitching.
Well, and you know, they're enamored by the big fly, too.
Yep.
That's why I really like softball.
Yeah.
You know, hit, punch, bunt.
Oh, took even more off of it.
That was wicked. And it probably didn't bust a grape. I mean, was that pitch 45 miles an hour? If that?
Yeah, it might be slower.
Not even close. So I mentioned strikeout, and what does Hayes do? She comes up with 2.
Back to back. We'll take a break. Coming back with more Jeff Coed TV. Welcome back, Jeff Coed TV. It's a good look at Pearl Ryan. They call her Pearl.
Her first
and
name.
she's throwing a pearl of a game here.
Yeah, she is.
Or a gem, maybe.
First name is Marley.
Yeah.
But they call her Pearl, and so will we.
If that's what she wants, Maddie, we're there.
She got it.
Grace Turner, designated player or hitter, if you will, in baseball terminology, is hitting now, 7th hitter for the Blue Devils. Line drive right to shortstop.
So that one will go 6 unassisted. Back in the second inning, she hit into that odd double play, which I think scoring went 5-3-5.
Amber Williston steps in.
Made a nice play center field earlier.
Boy, that had some mojo on it. You see that?
Yeah, it had a little break to it.
And it wasn't really a fastball. It was a little bit slower than a fastball, and then it swerved in there for a strike.
I'd like to see that one again.
She's got some stuff. This Pearl. That one had a little bit more and made her hit it off the end of the bat. If she does it, she might have a homer.
Carly Robertson went back and flagged it. And you know, I love the way she played it. When the ball was hit, she knew it was coming at her, but at that particular point, it's all about depth and depth perception.
Yeah.
So the worst thing you can do is charge when you don't know.
Right.
And the second worst thing is to go back when you don't know. But she waited until she got her barometer, and then she just drifted back, left hand up, ball
made it look
low.
easy, yeah.
Yep.
Chloe Condre up, second baseman. Tipped that one.
That was another one of those upstairs off speed.
Yeah, Ryan definitely has some stuff to her.
Well, and as we've been referring to, really changing speeds.
Yeah.
And then when you get to the college level, and some high school, where you're throwing at 66, and then you get that.
Off speed again.
Wow. Scott, I don't know if I've ever been a part of a game that's played this quickly.
I mean, it's fast everywhere. It's still 1-0. Going to the 6th. You're watching Jeff Coed TV. Welcome back to Jeff Coed TV. First ball swinging and first ball. No, she pulled off. I guess the umpire called Mitchell pulling her foot because the ball was there in time.
Yeah, it was a nice play by Kennard. She threw over. It was bang, bang, but I thought the bang was going to the shortstop and the first baseman, to Jordan. Instead, you know, what do you? I'm gonna let you rule that one.
So now Carly Roberson, the center fielder. Little bunt. Move a runner, very valuable. Got to be careful or she'll go to third, and that's a good play by Roberson on the sacrifice.
White's at shortstop for MJ. My bad.
So sacrifice for Roberson. So stepping in now, Peyton Yarbrough.
Did you give her a hit on that?
On the first one, I think it's an error.
Do you?
The first baseman must have pulled her foot. I didn't see that.
Well, from here, and by the way,
and I think she would have been out.
Yeah.
Boy, there's a shot. down the third baseline, but it's so hard, Matt. They can't score the runner from second who's got speed.
You know you hit it hard when the runner from second to third has to bust it just to get there. Anyway, good piece of hitting.
So stepping in is the pitcher, Pearl Ryan.
And we just have one down, runners at the corner.
Ryan would love to help her own cause, obviously. She did. Grounded her short. Boy, you could have got her at the plate again, but they chose to go to first, Matt. And that's a big run in the 6th inning.
And you go from 1-0 to 2-0
in this game
like this, yeah. So Pearl will get the RBI. And we got a 2-1 game, 2-0 game.
So Yarborough to third, and Kennard with the score.
What a cut.
Swing and a miss there for Katie Forbes.
Everybody else can be edited. Of course, I guess we could too.
So that's a low pitch there to Forbes. So here's what it sounds like. Runner at third is Yarborough. It's 2-0 McAdory. They're still hitting in the top of the 6th. And 2 outs. And that one might fall. Nope, it's right to the right fielder, and that'll be the 3rd out. So only 1 run on the damage. That's pretty big to Matt's point with the way things are happening here this afternoon for Mortimer Jordan. So that's the 3rd out.
We are cruising.
So bottom of the 6th coming up for the Blue Devils, trailing by 2 now. You're watching Jeff Coed TV.
It's prom season, and we want you to enjoy a positive prom experience by adding some extra sparkle to your big evening. Hello, this is Jefferson County Sheriff Mark Petway with some cool details on how you can stay safe while celebrating this season and walk away with some nice prizes at the same time. As part of our ongoing mission to foster safe and memorable experiences while preventing underage drinking, we're inviting students across our county to enter our Dine and Shine Prom Night Sweepstakes by signing our Prom Pledge cards. To enter, visit our website and click on the Prom Pledge icon. Once there, you can fill out the form to have your name entered in a drawing. 10 lucky winners will receive a number of prizes to make this prom the best one yet.
Welcome back here to Jeff Coed TV.
Pearl Ryan gone the distance. She's pitched really well. Just got an RBI in the last frame to help the Yellow Jackets cause out. Oops.
Oh, wow. Base hit.
Coming.
Yeah. And that's going to roll to the fence and a triple for the catcher.
That's Vanguard. She is hit by a pitch. Falling to 7. She hit that one pretty hard.
Yeah. Keaton White will step in, trying to get her home. Keaton, again, a slap hitter. So what do? Do you do the regular hitting here or try to slap it, see if you can get it between fielders? And that's exactly what the coach is going to talk about.
Yeah, it's Steve Manning.
Kitchens.
Yeah, but
yep. What do we do here with the slap hitter? I'm sure is the conversation.
Yeah, and meanwhile, Steve Manning for Mortimer Jordan. He's trying to figure out how to get a run home.
Yeah.
You know, you can't score 2 till you get the first.
Yeah.
That's brilliant math, isn't it?
The slap hitting is a definite different deal in this kind of situation.
There's a real art to it.
Well, you could drag bunt if you're good at that. I mean, that's a separate art in and of itself. But the second baseman's on top of you. The first baseman's everybody's on top of you. It's softball, so. And if you hit it to the left side, man, as you know, it's a short throw with a runner at third. So.
Well, and you don't want
It's
to
going
get
to be
caught up
interesting.
with nobody out here.
Yeah, off speed, and that's a strike. I would say swing away.
Yeah, I'm more of a swing away guy, but I love small ball. How about contradicting myself?
And she is not doing the, as you notice her in the box, the slap hitting approach where you move, right?
That's
so
true.
she's standing there with the approach you're talking about, just a regular hitter, and let's try to get it in the outfield in a fly ball or base hit, right? That's exactly what she's doing.
Wow, that almost broke back over the plate. In fact, it did.
And that's where McAdory, I think, notices that now, and they've backed everybody up a little bit. And she did just that, Matt. So great call by Keaton to do away with a slap hitting approach. She stood in there and got a ground ball at the middle for a base hit and an RBI.
That is her second hit. She's 2 for 3, and that being the larger of the two, because it's a 2-1 game now.
Now, with her speed, you can see if she wants to grab a bag here with the third place hitter Tatum Hayes up. And I'm not so sure I wouldn't.
You know, I go both ways on it because
well, there's a shot to center.
pretty
That
well
might be
hit.
out. It is. Home run, Tatum Hayes. So just like that, boom, Mortimer Jordan has gone from down 2 to up by 1 on the 2-run homer by Tatum Hayes to dead center.
Well, I've been bragging on her at third with her glove play. But when she first struck that ball, that sounds like she got a lot of it. But I thought it was going to stay in the park. And then as it started to reach its peak, you noticed it before I did, that ball hit on the road behind center field. And within about 6 pitches, they've taken the lead.
3-2. And Angie is out, and she's wondering what's going on here. Wanting to ask the other umpire something. I didn't notice anything awry in the batter's box or anything, but she had an issue with something. But it wasn't brought to the forefront before the home run.
No.
And I don't know what. I can't imagine what she's discussing.
I don't, unless, maybe she got a foot out of the box. I'm not really sure, but one thing I am sure of, she's not happy right now.
Yeah.
And with a call or a non-call, but also with the fact that they lost a 2-0 lead in about 4.5 minutes.
Yeah. So Hayes with the 2-run homer, and Emma McConnell is up. She lets a lazy fly ball to right. Almost came out of the glove, but that's an out.
That's first out of the inning. And we're back to the same score these two teams played to in a tournament earlier this season.
So stepping in now, Aubrey Live Oak.
That's a break on it.
One out. Mortimer Jordan has risen from the dead here in the 6th. High chop. Took a real funky bounce there. And that's a base hit there, Matt. What do you say over the head of Kennard?
It is, but I could tell from the ball when it struck the bat that it had Kennard in a very awkward position. If you charge, it's going to get that boost in the hop, and it could go to either side. But and you stand and wait on it, then it went over her head. So I'm scoring it a hit.
Lexi Bowman up at now, another slap hitter. They move their slap hitters all in the lineup, don't they? It's kind of interesting.
Yeah, and I think that you kind of weave it in and out among your power hitters. Well, she was halfway up the first base line, actually more so towards the circle.
You do, just for people that don't know, obviously you have to hit the ball while in the box. If you hit it out, you're out.
Bowman, the right fielder, has grounded to second.
And that's the time. Yeah, that's the time limit.
That's what happens with the time. It's
And
going to end the same score.
Well, this game was moving so quickly. It's kind of weird it would end before 7th inning, right?
That's crazy.
Wow. And that's tournament
that's
ball.
Interesting. That's tournament ball.
Yeah, that's tournament play. Normally these games don't end in the middle of the inning.
No, but that's the rule.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations to Mortimer Jordan.
And they did it just in time because it's like basketball. They're playing softball. The clock's running, right?
If there's a do they at least wait until the end of the count, or did they?
But what if? I think you go through the hitter. Yes.
Yeah.
You don't like 2 and 1 go up.
That's a ball game.
Yeah.
No, I think they should.
But
be
if
allowed to
Hayes
finish
gets on, let's say, and does not hit the homer, it's 2-1, and McAdory wins.
Cross arms, holding each other's hands in a show of unity, and that feels good.
Yes, a win feels good, Matty. So,
hey, that was a great game.
But we have a game Monday.
Yeah.
And that'll be Clay Chalkville and Chase Valley in softball. We got 3 games. Well, we got more than 3. 3 events. We have another game Wednesday. Gardendale and Hueytown baseball. And then we've got the middle school championships, trying to show some light on those guys.
Where are we, Rocket, for those? Excuse me for interrupting.
That's Saturday.
We're in
next
Fultondale?
Saturday. Yeah, Fultondale, the complex, right?
Scott,
So
bring the sunscreen.
Rocket's going to have to bring
cooler,
pizza.
Make some sandwiches for us.
That's
okay?
3 games, so we won't be able to eat.
I'm a big tuna fish salad guy.
Jake lives out there, so his mom's going to bring some food.
Sloppy Joe's.
Just like Rocket promised that time, and it never happened.
We're still waiting on the Sloppy Joe's. Anyway, as short as it was, Scott, I've enjoyed the broadcast, and once again, I hope people understand what an effort this is.
Yeah.
And the people that are involved in it. Scott, probably shouldn't say this, but I started adding up the years of experience that we've got up here. Rocket, our producer, and the cameraman.
Camera guys, yeah.
I mean, it's over 200 years if you add everybody's up.
Well,
you and I got 100.
Need to be said.
We got 100. Rocket
did
makes
you have
it
to
120.
say that out
well,
loud?
But here's the the silver lining is that our replay guy and graphics guy.
He only had 6 months.
He's only 12.
He had 6 months to us. It's 100. It's 206 months.
Did you know how old Jake is?
He's 18.
18.
He's very good, though.
Yes, he's good. He's got a good future in front of him. Scott, I enjoyed it as always.
Yes, sir.
Let's watch some more games or let's go get something to eat.
Yep. Monday. We'll see you Monday. We got Monday, Wednesday, next Saturday here on Jeffco Ed TV. For the boys and the great crew, we appreciate you watching, and you have been watching Jeffco Ed TV. The final again from this Calera softball tournament. Mortimer Jordan 3, McAdory 2. Thanks for watching, everybody.